Hi, thank you for joining me for this review of this MGCOOL Explorer Pro 4K camera, supplied courtesy of Gearbest for review. Now the main reason I want to review this is because it has a shark eye lens which should help prevent and minimize distortion and horizon correction and the curved effect you normally get on pictures. So it comes very nicely packaged in this strong box. We open it. Here we get the camera in a waterproof case. And this waterproof casing is good for up to 30 meters. As the typical GoPro mount. There's a clip already attached onto this one here. And if we open it, this is the camera, the 20mm lens and a 2-inch TFT monitor with a resolution of 320 by 480. There's the main power button and the mode button. So let me just turn it on there. Okay, shows you the battery and the mode that it's in. So by default it comes in video mode. It also has a touch screen, which is very good. We'll get more into the settings and details on that shortly. So let me go ahead and unpack the rest of the box. So this is everything unpackaged. It doesn't come with an excessive amount of accessories and clips. A basic spare thumb screw, a handlebar mount, a mount for a tripod or any other compatible type of stand, a belt clip, and 2 of these clips. And it comes with this Explorer Pro 2 user manual booklet giving safety guidelines, introduction, the basics, diagrams and functions, tips, package contents, getting started, settings, specification, quick mode, video mode, photo mode, take burst photos, self-timing photos, and this also takes slow motion video. This can take up to a 64GB TFT SD card, charging the battery, and then the Wi-Fi app, how to connect, which we'll go into more detail about. Then this is the cable that comes with it that plugs into the mini USB over here, and then this into a USB source, and then there's a charging indicator light that comes on over here when it is charging. So if we have a closer look at the camera, on the side here we've got the mini USB port. Here's a mini HD out port, and here's a slot for a micro SD card. So this does not come with a micro SD card, you need to supply your own. I'm going to put mine in here. Now this must be a class 10 or above, particularly if you want to record in 4K, and that just clips in there. Here's a microphone port or holes for microphone. On the other side we've got these two navigation buttons. On the top we've got the shutter button and also the power indicator light. And underneath we have the battery bay, and this is the cover for the battery bay. And it's a removable battery. And this comes with a rechargeable lithium-ion battery, a 3.7 volt, 1050 mAh, which should be good for a recording time of around 100 minutes at 4K. Just put this back. Now this has the all-winner V3 chip, the IMX179 image sensor, a 170 degree field of view with this 20mm lens. On the downside, this doesn't have a gyro, so no anti-shake feature, and no autofocus, although it has got manual focus. So let's have a look at the features. Power it on here. Power indicator light comes on. And we get the screen. Okay, so we can press settings and go into settings. Got video resolution, and then we can navigate. So we have 720p at 30 frames per second. 27K at 30 frames per second, 4K at 25 frames per second, 1080p at 60 frames per second, 1080p at 30 frames per second, 720p at 120 frames per second, 1080p at 30 frames per second, 720p at 120 frames per second, 720p at 60 frames per second, 720p at 120 frames per second, 720p at 60 frames per second, and 720p at 30 frames per second. Go back. Go to sound recording, press the shutter button, and select on or off. Go to time-lapse video and choose 0.5 seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. Go back out there, scroll down, go into loop recording, select slow motion, and then select 1080p at 60 frames per second or 720p at 120 frames per second. White balance settings, contrast, exposure, photo resolution. Let's have a look. So 8M, 12M, 16M, 2M and 5M. You can select continuous lapse, burst photo, and those are the settings, and go out of settings. Then if we press the navigation button up here, this is where we can connect to wireless, and it tells you the SSID is Explorer POR. I'm sure that was meant to be PRO2. And the password 12345678. And exit press. So this is the Wi-Fi app, Explorer Pro. If we press that, it looks like that. So with the camera on, go to your wireless network. See Explorer PRO2 here. Password enter 12345678 and connect. Busy connecting. Now connected. Then we need to select the Wi-Fi. We expect Explorer 2. And here we are in normal mode. Go to settings and change any of the settings by Wi-Fi. Now the Wi-Fi range on this is only about 13 meters, so you need to do it within fairly close range. Let's just go through this slowly for you. And quit here. Press to exit. And power off here. So it seems like a really good camera for the price, and although it's not recommended to use for aerial photography, I am going to put it onto a quadcopter and see what it performs like on a quadcopter. But if it's good, you know, it is a really low cost camera to risk putting up on a quadcopter. But I will also be doing other tests and comparing this to an SJ4000 and Hawkeye Firefly 7S and 8S cameras. Okay, so I've got the MGCOOL Explorer Pro mounted onto my Bugs 3 quadcopter. This doesn't have suspension mounting, so I'm expecting quite a bit of vibration. But I do want to compare it to other videos I have taken on the same craft in the same conditions. So let me get it ready to go. Okay, let's take off. There we go. Let's see how it goes in lower light. Okay, that's it recording. Let's take off again. So you will have seen the footage now on the MGCOOL Explorer Pro camera and see what it's like on a quadcopter